You know what the number one job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is?
What?
Is to act like it didn't happen. They all do the same job.
Whoever made that complex list, I just want to let you know something, man. Your ass need to go do rock and roll or some other shit. I swear to God, 21, 18 platinum, 6 or 7 gold. Go look at the certifications. Let me know who beat me, bruh.
I passed my humiliation ritual with all honors, with flying colors. But the only difference between my humiliation ritual and a lot of others is I was walking with God the whole time, being deeply rooted in prayer, deeply in search of answers, and deeply rooted and grounded in the palms of his hands. The process of this whole humiliation ritual.
Man, it looks like Katt Williams just did it again, stirring the whole industry and putting another name under the spotlight. This time he's talking about NLE Choppa, one of the youngest and most talked about rappers of his generation. Katt, who's never been afraid to speak on what goes down behind the curtains of fame, straight up hinted that NLE's success might have come with a price. And not just money or fame, we're talking about something deeper, something that connects to the side of the game most artists don't like to talk about: sacrifice. If you've been following Katt's interviews lately, you know the man's been on a mission. He's been exposing what he calls the dark trade, the idea that when certain artists blow up too fast, it's because they gave up something sacred. And when he brought up NLE Choppa, it made people stop scrolling. Katt said it plain: the game don't give you everything for free. Every deal, every hit record, every sudden rise comes with a toll. And when he said they don't pick you because you talented, they pick you because you pliable, the internet went wild. Fans immediately started connecting the dots between NLE's spiritual lifestyle, his rapid fame, and what Katt was really implying. See, NLE Choppa came in the game young, flashy, wild, and full of energy. But over time, fans noticed a big switch. He started talking about spiritual healing, meditation, and energy alignment. He even said he quit certain habits to reconnect with his soul. At first, people respected it. They thought it was growth. But now, after Katt's comments, some fans think that change might have come from something else. Maybe something forced by the industry.
That's all you know me for, is that I'm quite likely to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God. Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. I did.
Katt hinted that certain artists get pushed into doing things that take away a part of who they really are, all in the name of success. He said, "You can't get peace from people who profit off your chaos." That line hit hard. It made people start wondering if NLE's public transformation was really enlightenment, or just another version of control. Online, fans are divided. Some say Katt's exposing the truth that young artists need to hear, that fame comes with spiritual strings attached. Others think he's reading too deep into things. But let's be real. Katt's track record for calling things before they happen is scary accurate. When he talked about Hollywood power plays and fake friendships years ago, everyone laughed. Now all those stories have aged like fine wine. So when he starts bringing up NLE Choppa's name and talking about spiritual cost, it's not just gossip, it's a warning. And that's the thing. This ain't just about one artist. This is about what happens when young talent gets pulled into an industry that rewards image over integrity. And right now, Katt's saying the quiet part out loud, that fame doesn't just cost your privacy. Sometimes it costs your soul.
The difference between my humiliation ritual and a lot of others is I was walking with God the whole time, being deeply rooted in prayer, deeply in search of answers, and deeply rooted and grounded in the palms of his hands through the process of this whole humiliation ritual.
After that interview dropped, the internet went into full detective mode. People started digging up everything NLE Choppa ever said or did, from his spiritual tweets to his cryptic interviews, trying to figure out what Katt Williams meant by sacrifice. Some said Katt was speaking in code, that he wasn't talking about a literal sacrifice, but a spiritual trade. Like, you lose part of your peace for fame, you trade authenticity for acceptance, or you let the industry reshape who you are until you barely recognize yourself. Others, though, swore he meant something darker, the kind of deals that fans whisper about when an artist blows up overnight. Now, if you've been paying attention to NLE Choppa's journey, you know he's not your average rapper. The man went from wilding out in videos with guns and gangs to preaching self-love, vegan living, and meditation. But here's where it gets strange. Katt said that transformation didn't come from growth, it came from guidance. He claimed that certain handlers in the music industry push artists to rebrand themselves in ways that fit their agenda. They create an illusion, give you a clean image, make you marketable, all while controlling the real you behind the scenes. Katt said it himself. They give you light so they can decide when to turn it off. And if that's true, it explains why NLE's entire vibe changed so fast. One day he's rapping about street life, the next he's talking about higher frequencies and spiritual balance. It's like two versions of him collided. And Katt's theory is that the industry doesn't let anyone rise without taking something in return, whether it's your sound, your freedom, or your soul.
And I felt like that day, I kind of released a small bit of it. And I think in the process of me releasing that, that was the first time in a long time you kind of seen that glimpse of me. But when I recorded the first video that I made of me passing my humiliation ritual, I say that to say I was extremely angry. I was not.
Fans started posting old clips of NLE Choppa crying on live, talking about how hard it is being famous and trying to stay true to yourself. Back then, people thought he was just being emotional, but now, after Katt's interview, it looks like he might have been struggling with something deeper. Maybe fame wasn't what he thought it'd be. Maybe he found out too late that the higher you rise, the more control they want. Even other rappers started chiming in subtly. Some posted cryptic tweets about energy vampires and industry traps. Others stayed quiet, and that silence said a lot. It's like everyone knows there's truth in what Katt's saying, but nobody wants to speak on it because they know the industry don't play fair. Katt even warned that when you start exposing these patterns, they label you crazy. They try to ruin your name before your message spreads. But this time, fans ain't laughing. They're listening. What makes Katt Williams' words hit different is that he's been saying this for years. That fame comes with conditions nobody talks about. He said once you step into those rooms, there's no going back. The deals don't just involve contracts, they involve control. They give you money, but they buy your silence, Katt said. And when fans applied that logic to NLE Choppa, it started to make sense why he's been moving the way he is. NLE has been talking heavy about energy, manifestation, and opening your third eye. But Katt says that's how the system disguises manipulation. They sell you the illusion of enlightenment while feeding off your influence. Basically, they want you to look like a leader, but move like a puppet. Think about it. Every time NLE tries to promote positivity or break from violence, something controversial happens right after. Whether it's a viral argument, a misunderstanding, or something that drags him back into chaos, it's like the industry don't want him to evolve. Katt's theory is that's the real sacrifice, peace of mind. The moment you gain power and truth, they make sure you lose control. And when he talked about NLE, it wasn't just a call out. It was a warning to other young artists. He said, they make you trade your light for limelight. That one quote spread like wildfire. People started saying Katt wasn't just exposing NLE, he was exposing the entire machine that manufactures young stars just to drain them later. The irony is NLE Choppa himself has talked about wanting to free his mind from industry energy. He's posted about being used, about labels not supporting his vision, and even about how the fame didn't bring him happiness. He once tweeted, "I lost myself trying to please people who only cared about the money." Now that sounds exactly like what Katt was talking about. And that's why people are taking this so seriously. This ain't about gossip, it's about patterns. Katt been warning artists like this since the early 2000s, and almost every time, he ends up being proven right. Remember how people said he was lying about Hollywood's gatekeepers? Years later, the truth came out. Now he's saying the same thing about music, that the new generation is being spiritualized, not stabilized. They make young artists think they're free, but they're just playing another role. So when Katt mentioned NLE Choppa by name, fans knew it wasn't random. He picked him because NLE represents that new generation. the ones trying to be woke but still trapped in contracts. Katt's message wasn't to tear him down. It was to remind him and the world that not all light in this business is divine. By the end of the week, clips of Katt's interview were everywhere. TikTok, YouTube, podcasts, everybody had an opinion. Some said he was crazy, others said he was the only one telling the truth. But one thing was clear: the conversation about what artists really give up for fame just hit a new level. And in the middle of it all, NLE Choppa kept quiet. No posts, no replies, nothing. That silence spoke louder than words. Fans started saying maybe NLE didn't respond because he knew Katt was right, or maybe he was scared to say too much. Either way, his silence made people believe there's more to this story than we know. Katt's message wasn't meant to start beef. It was meant to wake people up. He's been saying for years that fame ain't just a blessing, it's a trap. They don't buy your art, they buy your energy, he said. And when he brought up NLE, it was like he was pointing at a mirror for every young rapper chasing the same dream. Now the industry's in panic mode. Blogs trying to bury the story, PR teams spinning headlines, and insiders saying Katt's becoming a problem. But fans are riding for him. They're saying he's finally saying what everyone else is too scared to say. That fame in 2025 ain't about music anymore, it's about control. They hand you the bag, but take your piece. They hand you attention, but strip away your soul. And that's where this story hits deep. Because NLE Choppa's not the first, and he won't be the last. The same system that made stars out of him, Juice WRLD, and Tentacion, is the same one that drains their spirit once they become too powerful. It's a cycle. Build them up, break them down, move on to the next. Katt's warning ain't just about one rapper. It's about the game itself. By the time the dust settled, fans realized this wasn't gossip. It was a reality check. Whether you believe in spiritual sacrifice or not, one thing's for sure: fame always comes with a cost. And Katt Williams, a man who's lived through that system, is just trying to make sure the next generation sees the signs before it's too late. So yeah, Katt Williams might have said some uncomfortable things, but he said what needed to be said. And NLE Choppa's silence, that might have said even more. Because in this game, the truth don't need a press release. It just needs someone brave enough to speak it. And Katt did exactly that.